Hi, I'm James, and I am a co-owner at Mortal Minds Coffee Roasters, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to brew with a Chemex. The Chemex is one of the oldest and most popular ways to brew great coffee at home, and in our opinion, it's certainly one of the most aesthetically pleasing methods. And if you don't have one of these yourself, chances are you've probably seen one of these collecting dust in your parents' or grandparents' kitchen. Throughout decades of innovation in the coffee world, the Chemex still holds up as a consistently reliable brewing method. And it's a great option if you want to brew a pot of coffee for 3 or 4 people, or if you want to drink the whole thing yourself. We've all had those days. So, let's make a Chemex. Here's what you'll need. You're going to need a Chemex, Chemex filters, a scale that measures in grams, coffee grinder, filtered water, a stir stick or a chopstick works fine, and some good coffee. So today we are going to be using a Mandarin washed Colombian by Brandywine Coffee Roasters. This is really, really good. We'll be measuring 50 grams of coffee to 750 grams of water. That's the classic 1:16 ratio. So we have our coffee measured out, and all we have to do now is grind it. So we're gonna grind it on medium fine. On the Baratza Virtuoso, that's going to be a 17. So we have our coffee ground. The next step is to set up and rinse our filter. Setting up the filter is one of the most crucial parts of brewing a Chemex. The reason why this is so important is because if you set it up incorrectly, you can create a vacuum in the Chemex, which will result in an over-extracted cup of coffee, but also you're just gonna make a really big mess. So this is how we avoid creating that vacuum in a Chemex. First, you take your filter and you make sure that 3 folds are on one side and 1 fold is in the back. You place it so those 3 folds are facing the spout, and then you fold those 3 folds down. The next thing that we want to do is rinse the filter. This is particularly important with a Chemex filter because it uses so much paper. So you definitely want to get rid of that paper taste that you might get if you don't rinse it. Another way that we've seen people avoid creating the vacuum is using a chopstick or a stir stick and just having it in there during the entire process. But we find that just folding the front is the easiest way to go. So we rinsed out the filter and we preheated the Chemex. The next thing we need to do is add coffee. Once you put the coffee in there, I recommend just giving it a little bit of a shake to make sure that there's an even bed of grounds. Now we tear the scale and then we're ready to start the bloom phase. You can start your timer and immediately start pouring. With a flat bed, pour 100 grams of water over the grounds in a circular motion, making sure to saturate them completely. The bloom should take about 45 seconds. Once the bloom is finished, start the second pour. Pour in a circular motion over the grounds until you reach about 200 grams of water in 30 seconds. Allow the water to drop about 1 inch below the surface of the filter and repeat the pour in 200 gram increments. On the last pour, slow it down a little so you can fit the last 250 grams of water to get the final brew weight. This should take 4 pours altogether, including the bloom. Allow the water to draw down through the grounds. The whole process should take about 3.5 to 4 minutes. If it takes longer, consider adjusting your grind size or your pour rate. Thanks for watching the Mortal Minds Chemex tutorial. This is just what has worked for us. Experiment on your own, and if you discover something new, be sure to let us know what it is in the comments below. If you learned something from this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and share it with a friend or two. Thanks for watching.